So you've been wanting to change your life, your body, your outlook on yourself, your self-esteem, and just cannot get going on this working out, this fitness thing. Well, I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna show you how I did it in this video. What's up, YouTube? This is Albert Silva, your favorite YouTuber in the world, representing Destination What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in, man. Today's conversation is going to be about, today's video is going to be about getting started, man. Getting started, getting your stuff together, getting this 20. It's already the next, we already are halfway in. So, guys, you got to get it in now. You got to get in this now. You gotta seize the moment, man. Look, man, the first step is the most difficult one to get done. It is the most biggest obstacle in your road to fitness. It is the worst one because you got all kinds of things in your head. You got all kinds of thoughts, ideas, ideals. You got all kinds of junk in your head and you just don't know what to do, how to do it, how to sort it out, how to get going. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, it took me a long time. When I was out for 7 years, it took me a long time to get back in the gym. And just like you, I had a lot of apprehensions. I was very apprehensive about how to get started, what I was gonna do. Oh man, I work too much. Oh man, I'm already doing this. I'm already doing that. I don't have time as it is. And I wasn't even working out. How am I gonna fit my 2-hour schedule, my 2-hour workout session in? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Oh, and that's not even prepping the meals. I mean, I was just thinking a mile a minute. And I'm sure you are too, because this fitness thing, it's time consuming. I'm sorry, it's time consuming. You're not gonna go to the gym for 30 minutes and then look like me, man. It's impossible. It won't happen. I don't think it'll happen. But I tell you guys, if you put in the time and energy and the will, something will happen. But the first obstacle is the hardest, because you got a lot of things going wrong for you. You got a lot of things going against you, working against you. A lot of it is up here. But once you get past that initial roadblock, it's all smooth sailing. Not completely smooth sailing, but it's a lot better than the first obstacle. You know what they say, the head, once the head gets in, the rest of it will follow. It's the same thing, man. But anyway, guys, off of that and onto this. So what I'm saying is, once you get that first step through, once you get in, once you start working out, everything else will happen not automatically, but somewhat automatically, guys. You will get hooked on the result. How I got started, I'm gonna tell you how. One day, I started running around the park. It started with a walk, and then it started with a jog, and then I think I can take that jog into a brisk run. And then I said, you know what? You gotta build. You just can't start from one day to another, go balls to the wall from one day to another. No, you'll die. So what you gotta do is start walking, baby steps, start crawling and then walking. That's the same thing in life, it's the same thing as fitness. Start little steps at a time. Once you're at the point where you feel comfortable on getting a membership, if you don't have one already, go and get one, and you start slow. When I first started, I was doing machines. I was doing machines for 30 minutes, and then I was going home 15 minutes. I started with like 10 minutes. You would do the machines, I would do the whole body, chest, shoulders, biceps, triceps, and some legs. I would do those body groups in one 15-minute session, and then I would go home, because that's all I could handle. That's all I could handle. And as I got in further into my fitness, I added more. And it took, guys, at this moment, if you look at my body, at this moment, I am a year in. Now you think about it, it's like, whoa, that's not a lot of results for a year, but it's a slow process. You can't expect to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger overnight. You can't expect to look like these hot physique models, these fitness models on Instagram in a year. It depends on how bad overweight you are. Some you can, but remember, you got to get everything on point, and it takes long. It takes a long time to get your food on point. It takes a long time to know what your body feels is going to react to. It takes a long time. Fortunately for me, I was already arm candy before. So, for me to get back to where I'm at now, it took a year. Guys, that's pretty quick. If you think about it, most guys don't look like this after a year. It takes them longer. Why? because you got to figure out what works for you. You got to figure out the do's and the don'ts, the hows and the whys. You got to figure all that stuff out. And that's not going to take a month, 2 months. It's going to take a long time because you got to learn through failed attempts. You just can't figure this out of a book. You can't read it. You can't read you can't see a podcast and say, I know how to do this now. No, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I'm different than you. Your body's different than them. You're also smaller, taller, whiter. Everybody's completely different. Nobody is built the same. So there is not one system fits all, none. Now, most of it will work, but you gotta, just like I said, you gotta take the stuff out that doesn't work, and you gotta put the stuff in that works. Like for some odd reason, there's certain chest exercises that just won't work for me, but that's just me, because the way I'm built. And there's certain exercises that won't work for you, or they won't give you the return you're expecting out of them. So when somebody, Arnold, says, well, I used to do this, just because he did it didn't mean that it's going to work for you, and it definitely doesn't mean you're going to get the same results. But guys, we're talking about getting started. So I'm just telling you, it took me a year to get to where I was at, and it took me months to get started. Months, if not at least a year. It took me about a year and a half just to get started, just to get out of my head. And once I got out of my head, like I said, I started slowly building up. And once I got to the point where I wasn't sore doing that one set, the whole body in one set, 15 minutes, then I put in 30 minutes. Then I added 45 minutes. It took me a couple of months, if not 3 months, to finally say, okay, now I can really start lifting. And even at that point, guys, I wasn't lifting heavy. I was barely lifting. You know what I'm saying? I was lifting and I was like, oh, I can't move the next day. Oh, I can't move. I can't move. That's how I was. So I'm just telling you, the faster you get started, the faster you can get over that first hump, which is the biggest hump, because that's all right here, man. And this thing right here can either be your friend or it could be your enemy. And most of the time it's your enemy because you're fighting against it. And when you're fighting against yourself, you ain't gonna win, man. You ain't gonna win against your head. So you gotta get out of your head as soon as possible, and you gotta get into the gym as soon as possible. Like I said, you gotta start baby steps. That's how I started. And if you think about it, this, it's taken me a year to get to where I'm at. It almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Once you start, you don't want to stop. It's weird because you see the small changes in your body and you don't want to go back. And at the same point, you don't want to go back and have to start again. Like, it's taking me a year to get to here. I'm still not at where I was 6 years ago. And I'll put a picture. I'm still not at where I was 7 years ago. No way. I'm still, put it this way. When I'm shoulder pressing, I used to be able to pick up 100 pounds, 110, 120 in each hand. 120, that's an Asian girl and a white girl in each hand, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's like one Latina, 300. It's a bad joke. I'm just kidding. If you're Latina and you're watching, I was just playing, man. Anyway, like I'm saying, man, that was 115 pounds, 120 pounds in each hand. I'm about at the 90, 95 in each hand dumbbell press. I'm still a bit of ways. Think about it. A year of pumping like an animal, and I'm still a bit away. So you think that once I get to my, that's a bike. You think once I get to my 7 years ago body physique, you think it's gonna be that easy to let it go this time? I don't think so, because I don't want to spend another year and a half, and it was more, but it was a year of straight pumping. Remember, I spent a year and a half just sitting there, just pondering, and then I finally started doing something. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take even longer to get to where I'm at now, not to where I was 7 years ago. So guys, get started. Get started now. Women, ladies, get started now, because the faster you get started, the faster you're gonna see improvements, and the faster you're gonna wanna keep going. Because when you see those inches coming off, when you put on that dress and the hubby's looking at you like, damn, who's that? When the hubby's looking at you like that, or the boyfriend's looking at you like, is that my girl? Is that my girl? Damn, shit. When they're looking at you like that and you're walking by like, who's this motherfucker looking at? Who you think you're looking at? And then you catch him and he's like, this guy, then you're gonna be like, he's looking at me. He's looking at me with those sexual eyes. You're gonna be like, I haven't seen those eyes in a long, long time. Then you're gonna be like, I kinda like this workout stuff. Guys, girls, get there, get started. But it starts with one initial step. That's the getting started step. Start walking, build that walk, get that jogging, start jogging, start running, and then get that membership. Start all over again, baby steps, and then just keep going. Keep going till you're where you at, where you need to be at. But it's gonna take a while. It ain't gonna happen overnight. This body wasn't built overnight, man. Look at them shoulders, man. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving an F. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm Albert Silva, Destination King's Ass. Yes!